Welcome to Bhavna's Kitchen. For the past 2 years, I have been crazily using electric pressure cooker to prepare almost everything. And today I thought of sharing with you all how you can make ghee, clarified butter, into the electric pressure cooker. Ghee, a staple in every Indian household with lots of health benefits, and is very popular for its high smoke point and nutty toasted flavor. For many years, I made ghee in the open pot by setting up the timer outside on the phone or maybe on the stove top, anywhere that I had access to set up the timer for preparing ghee, because if you forget, the ghee is going to burn. And I have heard several occasions from friends, oh, I was trying to make ghee today and it got burned. So why I like to prepare ghee using electric pressure cooker these days? Because I don't have to babysit. I can set the time and the temperature, and since it cooks at the even temperature, once you set up the temperature, it's going to cook at that even temperature, so the ghee turns out perfect. And certainly you can do this method on a stove top as well. Just keep the heat on a medium and then set up the timer, as I said earlier, outside somewhere on your phone. So let's get started making ghee, clarified butter, into the electric pressure cooker. You can use for about up to 3 pounds of butter, you can use 3 quart electric pressure cooker. Since I'm using 5 pounds of butter, I'm going to use my 6 quart electric pressure cooker. Ghee is best when made from grass-fed organic butter. Making ghee from unsalted butter is simple, easy, and can be done with minimal ingredients and utensils right from your kitchen. So here I'm taking 5 pounds of unsalted grass-fed organic butter into the electric pressure cooker pot. Another key is to use quality butter to make quality ghee. I remember those days when I saw my mother making ghee from home stored cream, which is known as malai, and then she used to collect those and then ferment it and then prepare the ghee out of it. That's a whole different story. When I came to the US, it was like making ghee out of butter. So and even if I want to, I can go through all those troubles, getting the cream from the milk, boiled milk and all that. So that's a long process. So I try to use quality butter as much as I can. I have tried a couple of brands, and I prefer to make from Land O'Lakes, which is the brand of the butter, or I think it's a Kerrygold or something. I usually buy from Costco anyway. So those are the 2 butter that I like to use to prepare ghee. So in short, the quality of the ghee depends on quality of butter. Take out the butter from the fridge or freezer for at least 3 to 4 hours. And if desired, cut butter into small pieces to soften and melt faster. So I'm going to cover and let the butter come to the room temperature. For 5 pounds of ghee, I usually have noticed that it takes around 35 minutes. So it always depends on the quantity, how much quantity you have for preparing ghee. Whenever I make, usually I make 5 to 6 pounds of ghee. And so by this time, I know everything about what I have to do, and so you will come to know as well. Now, if you have just a pound of butter, then it's not going to take 35 minutes. So I would say, keep an eye on it after 15 minutes, depending on what kind of butter you are using. So there are a few reasons that when you make for the first time, just log everything, so that way you can make again and again easily afterwards. So those are the few tips that I thought of sharing with you all. Once the butter gets to the room temperature, set your Instant Pot or an electric pressure cooker on a saute mode. Now the saute function allows only 30 minutes cook time maximum. So for now, I'm going to set the cooker for 30 minutes, and I prefer to check the progress of my ghee after 30 minutes anyway. So after 30 minutes, I will increase 5-10 minutes more. Set the temperature up to 40 minutes if the butter is not at room temperature. Soon butter sticks will start to melt. After about 15 minutes, the milk solids will begin to separate. After about 25 minutes, the water will start to evaporate from butter and the milk solids will start to settle at the bottom of the pot. If you are a beginner or making ghee for the first time, I recommend to stir occasionally to understand the stages of the whole process of making ghee. While ghee is getting done, clean or sterilize your containers that you're going to store ghee in. Ghee has many health benefits. It's lactose free, is good for digestion, is rich in vitamins, has antioxidant properties, strengthens your bones, and promotes healthy weight loss. And homemade ghee can help retain its nutrients and is cheaper than the store-bought ones. Ghee is basically highly clarified butter that has been simmered and strained to remove all water. As you can see how it gets clear as you simmer. Alright, so 30 minutes are over. If not, you can turn off manually. The butter will continue to cook for a few more minutes even if the pressure cooker is turned off. Allow it to cool down. Depending on the quantity and temperature of the butter, the total time to make ghee could take up to 35 minutes on normal saute mode for 5 pounds of butter. Let me remove the foam from the top so you can see how clear it is, and you can see the solids at the bottom of the pot. Once the pot has cooled slightly, ready to strain through, do not wait longer, otherwise ghee will settle, which you don't want that to be happen. Strain the ghee through a strainer. For everyday use, I prefer to take out ghee in a small glass or stainless steel jar, and the remaining ghee I take out in the big stainless steel container and store in a cool dry place or in a refrigerator. It stays fresh for months. You will see some milk solids in the strainer after straining the ghee. You can use it in making chapati, roti or paratha dough, or simply add sugar, mix and eat. It tastes amazing. Using the wire sponge, scrape the solids and you can clean the pot easily. And here we have our ghee, clarified butter, ready. Ghee is a staple in my house and I use it in my day-to-day cooking like in Gujarati dal, dal tadka, palak paneer, etc. And trust me, Indian sweets are incomplete without homemade ghee. The process of making ghee will be similar to whatever brand of butter you use. The difference is in its texture and aroma. You get the almost the same texture and aroma like our desi ghee from Irish Kerrygold butter or Costco brand butter, and even Land O'Lakes butter. Ghee acquires grainy texture like this as it cools. So here I have perfectly made homemade ghee, clarified butter, and there is something, you know, in homemade ghee, it's always so heartwarming, smells amazing. I prefer to take out in a small container for everyday use and then store the remaining into the big container like this. And you can refrigerate if you think that you use very little amount every day, but you can always keep at the room temperature as well. It doesn't expire, but then you know, over the period of time it tends to lose you know, its flavor, its fragrance. So I prefer to refrigerate if I have like the ghee in a huge quantity, so that way I don't have to worry. Because I live in Florida, the weather is kind of here like humid and hot, so I prefer to refrigerate. But as I said, you can keep at the room temperature and finish within 3 months. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Please do like and comment below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel for new recipe videos every week. You can visit bhavnaskitchen.com for many recipes, tips, tricks and ideas in the kitchen. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Pinterest, Bhavna's Kitchen, and living is almost everywhere. You can watch me on a big TV screen using Roku, Amazon, Kindle Fire, or YouTube app itself. You can Also download Bauna's Kitchen apps totally free on your iOS, Android and many other mobile devices. Thanks for watching and see you soon.